Hey everyone, I'm Ms.Murray and welcome to Wondering Wednesday. Today's segment is going to be So You Want to Be a ... where we interview someone that is in a really interesting career. So when people ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? You might have some ideas because of the awesome people we've talked to right here. So today we're going to be talking to Lissa Ryan, who is a travel agent. She's going to talk to us about what it's like helping families plan magical vacations to Disney World and other places around the world. So let's get on with the interview. Hey everybody, and welcome to Wondering Wednesday. Today I am here with Lissa Ryan, who is a travel agent, and she's going to talk to us all about that awesome job. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so let's just jump right into these questions. Okay, so first off, what inspired you to become a travel agent?
Well, I actually am a travel agent that specializes in Disney vacations, as you can see. This is Disneyland. It's actually Disney's California Adventure over in California. So I love Disney vacations. I love planning vacations for my family. So that's what inspired me to be a travel agent specializing in Disney, just being able to plan memorable vacations with families. And also it's a great job with a lot of flexibility. So some travel agents work out of stores. So maybe you'll see the travel agencies in the malls. Some work out of actual stores, but most of the travel agents nowadays work out of their homes. So it gives me a lot of flexibility. I'm a mom of 2 kids, so it gives me a lot of flexibility to be at home with my family and kind of work my own hours. So, and then just so you know, we actually don't call ourselves travel agents anymore. We call ourselves travel advisors, because an agent seems to be like a middleman, somebody who takes some information and is the middleman and books a trip for someone. But we're advisors. So what we do is we actually work with clients and find out what type of trip they're looking to plan and try to customize it for them and give them advice. So that's where the advisor part comes in. So we do more than just book trips for people. We help them along the way. So yeah, travel advisor is now what we call ourselves.
Okay, I'm gonna have to make that change in the title when I make the slide for this video.
That's all right.
I know that, so I already learned something new.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite part about being a travel advisor?
Well, I get to go to Disney a lot, which is so much fun. And you'll be surprised how many adults really enjoy going to Disney. A lot of kids obviously like to go. You guys probably like to go, but a lot of adults like to go. And I love to go to Disney with my family, without my family. So that's really fun. I get to go do research at an amusement park. How fun is that, right? So that's a great perk of this job. Also, when you are successful as a travel agent, you get a lot of discounts on travel. So there are a lot of opportunities that will come your way that will allow you to travel for free or for discounts. So that's my favorite part. Also helping families, I love to help families plan their vacations, and I get just as excited as they are before they go on their trip. So that's a really rewarding part of my job.
And I mean, I can definitely attest to that because how the two of us met was she helped me plan my trip to Disney that I just took at the end of June. So yeah, I could tell you were excited, and I was excited, especially since it took so long for that trip to happen.
Yeah.
So it is, but that's so cool that you get to go do research at the different places so you can help people figure out what would work best for them. So
Yeah.
that's super
Yeah, because there's a lot of changes that are happening, and it's so much easier to help people when you've been there yourself. So that's important for me to be able to be on the ground learning. It's not in classroom learning necessarily. It's in-person learning and being able to share those experiences with other people. So.
And that's sometimes the best kind of learning too, is getting in the nitty gritty. Like that's one of the reasons why I do videos like this, is because it's one thing about reading about a career or watching videos about it, but actually hearing from somebody that's on the ground running to tell you a little bit about what it's like, I feel is a lot more important, especially when you can't, like these are kids, they can't just, most of my students are 11 and 12. So of course they're not driving. They don't have as much freedom to go out there and talk to people. So bringing them right to their YouTube has been the easiest way for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we all have a favorite part, but there has to be a least favorite part. So what's your least favorite part of this job?
Yeah, well, my least favorite part is a lot of my job entails being on the computer, on the internet, doing research and researching destinations, researching pricing for people. But oftentimes I can't do some of those things online. And sometimes it requires me to pick up the phone and actually make a phone call. And unfortunately, what comes along with that are long hold times when you have to call these places. So you have to sit on hold for sometimes hours on end. So you learn to multitask and do some things while you're listening to the hold music. Luckily for Disney, we get to listen to Disney music. So that's kind of a nice perk. Instead of listening to regular elevator music, you get to have Disney music while you're working. So that's a little bit frustrating when you really have to carve out a couple hours some days to be on the phone. So that's, and you're not necessarily talking to someone, you're just kind of hanging on, pushing the buttons, for one, for this, press one, press two, and that gets a little frustrating. So that's probably my least favorite. The other thing is I am an independent travel agent. So that means I own my own business. Travel agents who work out of their home own their own travel agencies, basically. So I am my own boss, which is great. I get to set my own hours. But the other part of owning your own business is you really don't get much of a day off. I have people traveling every day of the week on Saturdays and Sundays. So if something does go wrong with their trip, I'm the person that they will call to help figure it out and straighten everything out for them. So oftentimes I will get calls from people maybe on my days off, and it doesn't take up my whole day, but I want to be able to help them. They're stuck there, they're on vacation, I want to be able to help them. So that's also a little bummer. So if you're in the middle of a family engagement, you have to take some time out of your day. So that's a little bit, but it's a small price to pay because the hours are so flexible. I don't mind it, and I'm just here to help my clients anyway, so I don't mind.
I can see how that could be a little frustrating, especially because you also do tours that are outside of the US.
Yes.
So getting like time changes, and they don't realize that it's really late back home, and
Right.
I can see how that could be frustrating.
Yeah, those don't happen too often, thankfully. And I don't get too many last minute, I don't get too many clients calling me in the middle of their trip after hours. And sometimes it's just a text, and it's easy for me to just text them back. So no major hiccups at this point. So that's good.
Yes, I remember you being very helpful when I was panicking. Galaxy's Edge, but everything ended up being just fine.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, yes. Good.
Okay, so what kind of training, degrees, schooling would somebody need to start their own business if they wanted to, or work at a travel agency? What would they need?
Yeah, so there's actually, if you're in the United States, which I'm sure all of you are, you don't need a special degree to be a travel advisor. So there are, I have a high school diploma. I also have a college degree. I have a college degree in business. So it's not a requirement, but I will say that if you want to be successful in this job, it is important to have a business background or a college degree at least. So I have a business background with marketing and advertising, and has been really helpful for this position. When you're a business owner, you have to do everything. So you have to let people know what you do and figure out how to reach those people and advertise with them. You need to know how to do some of the books behind the scenes and the financials and all that fun stuff. But it's really not that difficult. If you have a college degree, you usually have that capability to do that. But to sell different destinations, for Disney, for instance, Disney has a training program that you do have to go through. It's called the College of Disney Knowledge. And we all go through that program. It's an online course that you take, and it allows you to sell Disney destinations. And any other destination you want to sell, if you want to sell a cruise line, like a Royal Caribbean cruise line, you go through their training that they have online. If you want to sell Hawaii, if you want to send people to Hawaii, Hawaii has its own training. So there's lots of on-the-job training that you can do, on-the-job training, online training that you can sign up for. It's free. All these certifications are free to do because these places want you to help them and sell for them. So I'm constantly updating my training. I'm constantly looking at new places that I want to sell and help people with. So that's really fun. So if you like learning and like learning about new places, it's a great profession to go into.
I know that when we were doing our research projects at the end of this last school year, a lot of my students wanted to do countries. They wanted to do their research on other places, because usually we do animal research, but they were like, hey, can we do research on other countries? And I was like, yeah, why not? So that's really cool. I know there's lots of kids that are interested in seeing the world.
Yeah.
So, and this could be one way to help them do that. Okay, so this is my last regular question before we get into our lightning round, and this is probably the one I think is the most important, and that is, what advice do you have for anybody that's aspiring to help people with travel?
Yeah, well, first of all, you have to have really good research skills. So if you enjoy looking on the internet, like say you have a question like, why is the sky blue, or any question that comes up, and if your first instinct is to go online and search it up, then that's a great skill to have. So if you're curious about things and you're very good at looking up using Google or whatever search engine, that's a great skill to have. Or if you just investigation skills really is what you need. That's one thing. Like I said, business skills are really helpful. Marketing, sales, you're selling to people, you are communicating with people every day. So you have to enjoy talking to people and communicating with them. So that's also a really great skill to have for communications. And then also just, liking helping people. If you like to help people, this is definitely a job for you. And the other things that are really important, and I know you all are probably working on this, is organization and organization. So you really have to be organized when you're helping out other folks, because you are booking their plane tickets, you're booking their hotel, sometimes you're booking their activities, and you want to make sure that all that information is organized and you can give it to them in an organized fashion. So having good organizational skills is also really important, and having a really good attention to detail. And so what that means is, for those of you who maybe if you're really good at reviewing your work before you turn it in, that's great attention to detail. You're checking things over. If you're taking a test and you want to check your answers again, that's a great skill to have. So that's super important, because you have to remember, you're helping out people who are spending lots of money on these vacations. These vacations are very expensive. And you want to make sure that you are making sure that you are providing them exactly what they're asking for, because you don't want to make any mistakes when they're spending so much money and trusting you with that information. So those are the important skills. But a love for travel is also a great thing to have, that passion. So yeah.
Now, you've hit on a bunch of stuff that I like to teach in my classroom.
Oh, good.
Research and organization skills, all those things are really important. Those are things that you guys are learning right now in school. So it's important to sort of you can apply those to so many different jobs. You're not the first person that I've interviewed that has said that those things are important. So see, they do have a real world.
And it takes time sometimes. For some people I know, it takes time to get those skills, but start now and you'll get it. You'll get there.
Yes, I'm still working on my organization skills. That I don't think will ever end for me. So yes. Okay, so the next is sort of just a fun thing. I'm going to sort of rapid fire some questions, and you just answer them first thing that pops into your head, and let's go into our lightning round.
All right.
Here's a great question for you. If you could visit any place in the world, where would it be?
Oh gosh. So I love going to Hawaii. I've been there before, but if you're asking me where I've never been, I would love to go to Europe and they have these river cruises. They're like big ocean cruises, but they're smaller. and they go to different countries, and they go right into the middle of the countries where you can get out and walk around in the really quiet towns. And so that's something that is on my list of places that I want to go after this pandemic's over. So I want to go down the Rhine River, Danube River in Europe, and see all the actual real life castles, not the Disney castle, the real life castles that they were inspired by. I want to see that.
Yes, castles are the best. We saw some castles on an Ireland and Scotland trip. I traveled with students.
Yeah.
About that. But
Yeah.
I'm a slightly traveling teacher. We're going to Scandinavia next summer. But we'll have to chat about that later.
Yeah.
But castles are the coolest.
Yeah.
But seeing the Disney castle is still a great thing. Okay, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh, this one's easy. So teleportation. And I mean, it kind of makes sense, just kind of teleport me anywhere. But I love going places, but I don't like traveling to them. So teleportation will get me there quicker. So I like that. I want that.
It's a good one. Favorite superhero?
I'm not really into superheroes, but can I pick a hero? Because I do love Princess Leia. She's not really a superhero. She's a hero. So yeah. I like her. So does that count?
Definitely.
Okay.
Talking to one of her biggest fans. Yes.
Okay.
Favorite movie?
So I am a child of the 80s. So I love, don't know if you all know these movies, but John Hughes is a director, and he creates all these teenage movies, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink. I like those movies. Those are from the 80s. Go watch them. They're fun.
Some of my students actually have. I was surprised. So,
okay.
Especially Breakfast Club. I think
that's a good
one that I think almost everybody watches, which is great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Favorite song?
I don't have one particular song, but I like U2, the band U2. I like any of their songs, and I love musicals. So, I love Disney musicals. I love all kinds of musicals. So I don't know if I have a song, but those are my genres that I like. I guess you would say it's a genre.
Okay. Favorite cartoon character?
Okay, so I have to pick a Disney character, of course. And you're going to think this is an interesting one. I like Anna from Frozen. Frozen is one of my favorite movies. I like Anna because she's brave and fierce, and she's just so goofy too. I like that about her. She's just so silly. So Anna is my choice.
I'm so glad there's another grown-up that likes Frozen.
Love it.
I love it too. Favorite animal?
Penguins. Penguins. I think they're so cute.
Favorite food?
Chips and salsa. I could eat those all day, every day.
Favorite drink?
Okay, well, besides the drink that goes with chips and salsa, I'll go with strawberry lemonade.
That's a good one. And finally, your favorite emoji?
Okay. I use this one a lot. I don't know why. I like this. It's just so cute. Just like so maybe that one.
Yeah. Okay. I need to start doing like a tally, because that's been a common one, and I'm like, yes.
Really?
Yes. The shrug emoji has been like.
Yeah, I like that one.
I like that one too. I use it too much. Okay. So that's all my questions. Do you have anything else you'd like to get out there that you want to tell to these upcoming students that will probably see this are going to be newbies, my rising sixth graders. Any lasting advice you'd like to get out there?
Yeah, I do actually. So if this is something that you all are interested in, my advice would be you could start looking into this now. And here's how you can do that. Talk to your parents, find out where you guys might be going on vacation next, or maybe they don't know, and help them research locations that maybe you guys could travel to. If they've picked a place that they've decided to travel to, go on the internet with your parents' permission, of course. Go on the internet and find out what activities might be in that area. Maybe there's certain restaurants that you guys want to go and try out. That would be my advice. Or just ask your parents, what can you do to help? Because In my family, we always consult with our children where they want to go visit, and we run by some activities and ask them what they want to be involved in. So ask your parents. Maybe they'll let you help out with the planning, and that will take a lot off their plate as well. That would be really helpful for them. So that's my advice, and that's how you plan a vacation: is you do the research, and you go from there. So that's my advice to them.
I think you just gave me an idea for a research project.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Okay,
Good.
I clearly need a drink of water.
Yeah, go get.
Excuse me, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see everybody else in the next video. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.